welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist and welcome. This is my Flosstube number 220, 219. I'm sorry, I meant to look it up and I didn't. And this is Rogue. Rogue, say hi. Yeah, you say hi? No? Who has decided that she wants to perch on this pillow. Anyway, today I have a teeny bit of haul, and I FFO'd my berries and some cross stitch. So it's supposed to be 105 today. I want it to be warmer so that I can go swimming, so that the sun will heat the pool. I still haven't been out there, but soon. And I know 105 to other people is hot, but you know, I'm actually cold, and I don't even have my air conditioning set that low. It's not that, it's just what your body gets used to, I guess. So I was trying to think if there was anything I wanted to talk to you about besides cross stitch. I don't think so. So first I'm going to start with my nativity berry. And thank you. A viewer sent me the pattern. My sister's still working on the other one. But this is how I finished it. I made the little star pin. It's actually a long thing. I could adjust the height of the pin if I wanted to. And I have slightly sparkly felt there. I liked the way it looked. I did not like trying to poke a needle through it. No fun. But I'm happy with the end result, and that's all that matters, right? Now I have to put this away until Christmas. And then here is my sewing berry. I am not happy with the result on this one. I think I need to poof it up more up here, that it needs more stuffing or something. I don't know. I may just leave it, but I might adjust it a little bit. I'm happy with the way the top looks. I'm happy with, you know, but I'm not happy with all this gathering. I like it better when it's fuller toward the top, and I think I need to do that on this one. And then here's one of my winter berries. Now this is the one that I cut upside down, and I added some ribbon here, and you know, it doesn't show completely, but where it shows, it doesn't bother me. So I had a lot of trouble with these, where the tops didn't want to me sit evenly on top, and I don't have one of those long doll needles, you know, where I can go back and forth and back and forth. I just go around, and it hasn't bothered me before, but this doesn't look like it's even all the way around, so that's annoying me. And I did stitch this one on several times to get it to where it was acceptable to me, what it looked like. And I put crushed walnut shell down here. I used the video, which is linked below, by the Twisted Stitcher Vanna Pfeiffer on how to do a berry. And one of the things I like about the walnut shell is that you can kind of squish it and adjust it to where the gravity won't roll it, you know, with the seam on the top. You can kind of make it where it'll sit like this. So I have to do that with them or they just roll around. Here's the warm woolly berry, warm woolly winter with the little sheep. I wish I had a little sheep pin to stick in there. And I had made a pin for this one. It's some of this fabric but rolled up. I don't know where it is. I think I accidentally threw it away. I don't know. So, but part of me wishes I had a little sheep to stick up there. And yes, I know I could go to Just Another Button Company and look at all their pins and maybe find something that I liked, or I could buy the winter berry pins. The only one I like, I mean truly like, of those is the cardinal. But I find the top acceptable. So I'm just going to leave it as is and not be spending money on stuff I don't really need. So the last winter berry is Let It Snow with my ice skating cardinal. And I did make a snowflake pin out of 2 snowflake buttons that I glued together over a long pin. I just cut the head of it off to make this pin. And excuse me. This is the second one where I wish it was just a little bit poofy up here, but this one doesn't bother me as much as the sewing berry one. But I don't know that either of them bother me enough to redo it, because it's not fun to redo these, seriously. And honestly, you know, is anybody going to critique it? Probably not. I don't know. As long as it's just a wolf now and then, I'll let it be. So the first stitching I want to show you is my temperature Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. And of course we moved to a new month, and the month of May was pretty much all the same color. But it cooled off here. Now this is Friday's temperature. So we had 3 days where it was like below 95. And then right away it went up to over 100. So that's good. Now, as I stated before, I adjusted the temperatures on this chart. I made them 10 degrees, 15 degrees lower so that I could have a high temperature from the very top of these. But I only went to 115. And it is quite likely that in July we're going to hit temperatures above that, because the last time it was that cool in May for that long, we had a very, very, very hot July. The temperature's over 120. When it gets that hot here, there are days that the airplanes can't fly because the tarmac is melting. when I was a kid, my mom had a flat tire. She was almost home. We lived on a long street, and it was connected by a short street, and then there was the street you came in and out of the neighborhood on. And she had just turned onto that short street and got a flat. And we were kids. We couldn't go change the tire for her. And my dad wasn't coming home for hours because he worked across town, and yeah, he couldn't get home. So my mom left the car there and just walked home. It wasn't far. It's like, 3 houses. And but it was summer. The tire kind of melted into the asphalt, and you could see the tread, and it was a little divot like that. It was very strange. And it didn't get nearly as hot in Albuquerque as it does here, but it doesn't take much to melt asphalt, is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be 120. Okay, so my first WIPGO project, my second WIPGO project for May was Underwater World 10 Days. And I changed all the colors to make them more vibrant because I couldn't get a cloth that I liked this or that it would show up very well. You can even look at this, and her tail doesn't show up very well. So I got smart and wrote what my conversion was on the back of this, because then I'm going to have to go and put it in Thread Stash so that when I'm looking for one of these colors that's not supposed to be in here, I know where it is. So, excuse me. This is where I ended at the end of May. I had intended to get this done, this octopus, but I went back up and was working on this and, filling in the teal here. And I didn't put his little eyes in yet. That's one of the threads I haven't, I don't know that I even found it yet. I might have, and just not used it because I wasn't done stitching in the octopus. But I wrote all those numbers down because who knows how long it's going to be before I get back to that pattern. So my the first WIPGO project I decided to work on was Art Deco Summer by CrossStitchingForFun. Underwater World is by Stitchy Princess, and I'm doing it on Malachite by DMC, which is a printed, it's white on the back. Okay, so I fell in love with this pattern when I saw it by, it was almost stitched. What? She had almost finished stitching it, and she put it up on embroidery.com, and I had to ask her what this pattern was. But I love the butterflies and the dragons and the color of it. So after I saw that, I was like, do I want all 4 of the seasons? I ended up getting all 4, even though I don't really like fall. I do and I don't, Anyway, it's still where I have to go, which way is up? But There's my beginnings of a butterfly. Now some of the threads are very close in color to this color, but once all the other stuff is around, it shows up. Most of the bugs on the spring one have backstitching to define stuff on the bug. And there's some of that on the butterflies on this, but the dragonflies are just, once you finish stitching the dragonfly, it's done, which is really nice. There's a lot less. So all of these antennae are backstitch, right? But these are actually stitched, which is nice. So you'd think I would work on it at the same time using, you know, because you use the same colors for those two. But the middle of the pattern is right here. You would think it would be in the middle here, but it's like right close to this one. So I'm going to have to count quite a bit over there, and I just didn't want to do that right away. I want to work on this one, then I'll do that one, and then I'll do these little butterflies. You know, just work my way out. Stop. Stop. She can't go a whole video without growling and barking. It's horrible. Anyway, I like the bright colors and I just like the way that's going to come out. Now, this is 28 count even wave, and I dyed this myself, and I dyed the fabric for spring and the fabric for autumn. I did not dye the fabric for winter, and that's because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. I want it to look like it goes with that, but on the pattern, on the picture of the pattern, I don't know. I couldn't decide what color I wanted to do it. Maybe a blue, just, you know, but the pattern, I don't know. To me, it looked like it had snowflakes that weren't stitched. But if I get a really fancy kind of fabric to stitch it on, it's birds. It doesn't feel like it would go with the rest of it, so I really have to think about what color I want to dye it. And since I'm not going to start on it anytime soon, I'm not going to worry about it, I guess. But I have to try to make it look like it goes, right? And that pattern and the fall one, the word won't come to me. Motifs, the individual motifs are not, you know, varying in size. On the fall one, it's leaves, and they're basically all the same size. And the winter one has some birds that are relatively large compared to this. So, I don't know. It'll look different anyway, right? Kind of. The bad thing about the cross-stitching for fun patterns and Stitchy Princess isn't quite as bad. No, she's not bad at all. Maria Bravko, which is the next one I'm going to show you, and Cross-Stitching for Fun, they do a lot of color changes in very small areas. The dragonfly has I can tell you just a second. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. Which is why it's so pretty, you know, why it has such depth. But it does take longer to keep switching threads, and that's why I probably should have done the other butterfly at the same time, but I just felt like it was easier for me to concentrate on one and then, you know, do the other one. The nice thing is I will have found all the threads. I had all the threads for when I have a project that I really like. I kit it up basically with, I make sure I have all the threads, and I think about what kind of fabric I want it on, and you know, try to get that ready. And so it may sit and wait for a long time. But then, you know, I have another project that I need to pull that thread for or something, and then I go back to do that finally, and I can't find the threads. It's very frustrating. I mean, it's DMC, so I could just go get another one, but I'd rather just find it. I know it's there, just, you know, where. And my thread storage, I keep trying to decide how I want it. Do I want to bobbinate everything? Do I want to put it in those little bags? What do I want to do? And usually I do some combination of those things. So that makes it more, I make it more difficult on myself to be able to find what I need and what I want. I am not an organized person. Not organized. Nobody would ever accuse me of that. So here's my cross-stitch camp piece. And this is Robin by Cute Patterns for Maria Bravko. And he's adorable. And I have not gotten very far on him. Make sure I'm showing you right side up. Took some doing. So this is the part that's going to go around his neck, and this is this part right here, which you won't really be able to tell until the back stitching is on there. And this has got a lot of back stitching, which is what adds a lot of dimension to it, but holy moly. And this was her patterns. She puts in the description, when you know, of the pattern where you're going to buy it. She puts a rating for them. Is it, you know, beginner, you know, expert, you know, that kind of thing, so that you don't see something and be overwhelmed by it if you're not, you know, ready to stitch that. And this is pretty detailed, and it has that many threads. The project is only 66 by 87. but it's got that many threads. Now, from here down, they're blended threads from threads that are up there. So it's not as many as it seems, but it is a lot in such a short area. So just like the Cross Stitching for Fun one, I have to really be concentrating on it, and they change colors often, and there's just like 1 stitch here and 4 over there and 5 over there, and so you can't just stitch it. You have to be really paying attention to what you're doing. And the teeny bit of haul. Now, I had a customer call. Well, she didn't call. She contacted me and wondered if I could, on a particular scissor fob, change one of the colors that was in it, the bead from that one to a pink one. And she had a valid reason. And I said, sure. But I didn't have any pink beads that I think would work. So I went and got some because, I can use it. So I got these, and I did ask her, do you want hot pink, dark pink? What do you want? And she said more like a rose pink. So I got this. This is just an everyday, pink bead, which I wasn't that all excited about, but, she might like it. And then I got these, which I think are beautiful. I love them. I tried to get some charms to go with them, but they weren't on sale, and they were $12.99. No. And it wasn't like it was a whole bunch of charms. It was just a few. Okay, so this is what she chose. These are little butterflies. Aren't they cute? So I'm going to have to find myself something I can make with those, and I have an idea. But while I also bought some more butterfly beads and lemon slice beads, because I use quite a bit more more of the butterfly strand than the lemon slice. Anyway, so while I was looking through the beads, I found that I had bought this, I guess, when I originally bought the lemon slice beads. And I'm like, I want to make something with that. I didn't even know I had these. I don't know how long ago I bought them. And that's one of my really big failings, is I see in my head something I can do, and I buy everything, and then I go home and I get distracted and I put it away in the beads and stuff, and then I forget I have it. So I want to actually get those made, because I need to stop having money sitting in drawers. I need to stop buying beads unless I actually use them. So that's everything. And I have to get moving. I have an appointment. So I will see y'all next week. Bye.